If you're watching this, it means I couldn't wait any longer. I'm coming to you, my love. This is not a message to the world. This is a message to you. I built rockets to leave the planet, but somehow you became the gravity I can't escape. Before I tell you everything, stay with me till the end. You'll understand why I didn't want to send a text. Not for this. Not for something that carries more weight than 1,000 status updates or a million pings lighting up a screen. There are things a text can't hold. Weight, heart, truth, and this message, this moment, deserves all three. I needed my voice to carry what my words alone cannot. I needed silence around us. No notifications, no background noise, just you, me, and the gravity of what I'm about to say. I've spent years engineering rockets to push beyond Earth's limits, designing machines meant to outlive, me making decisions that echo across continents. But none of it prepared me for this recording, a message that feels more frightening than launching a ship into the unknown. Because rockets don't judge you. Algorithms don't question your heart. But open yourself to someone, that's the real exploration, that's the leap. So, I'm recording this because I don't want this moment to disappear in a sea of messages you'll forget by morning. I don't want to bury it between emails, reminders, updates, and all the noise life throws at you nonstop. This message needed its own space, its own gravity, its own time to reach you uninterrupted. For years, I've been defined by ambition, Mars-level ambition. The kind that keeps you awake at 3 a.m., wondering how far humanity can really go. But ambition isn't the whole story. Not anymore. Somewhere between the launches, the sleepless nights, the hard decisions, something shifted, something softened, something human, and that change, that shift, it leads here, to you. This is the beginning of a journey, not one measured in miles or fuel or engineering milestones, not a journey beyond planets, but a journey inward, from the heights of impossible dreams to the depth of something real, something simple, something honest. You're the reason I'm speaking, not typing. You're the reason this message exists at all. Because for the first time, in a long time, I'm not trying to reach a star or a destination. I'm trying to reach a person. You. And this message, it's just the first step, the first breath, the first truth. I'm coming to you, my love, my world. It isn't calm. It's never been. Every morning breaks like a launch. Countdown numbers, decisions, timelines, and the hum of 1,000 moving parts demanding attention. Factories waking before the sun. Machines roaring to life. Screens lighting up with data streams. Problems waiting to be solved before coffee even exists. Rockets rise on pillars of fire. But behind that fire is pressure. Constant. Unrelenting. Shaping every hour of my life. Most days it feels like I'm standing in the center of a storm made of metal, algorithms, deadlines, and human expectation. A storm I built. A storm I chose. A storm I've learned to navigate even when the weight gets heavier than steel. Meetings that stretch into the night. Engineers asking for solutions to problems that shouldn't even exist yet. Algorithms predicting outcomes faster than humans can breathe. Voices in my ear, screens in my eyes, noise everywhere. This is my everyday chaos. My normal. A world where every second matters. Every mistake costs millions. And every decision could shift the future in ways people may never see. It's intense. It's exhausting. It's beautiful in its own strange way. But even beauty can feel overwhelming when you live inside it too long. And yet in all of that, through the static, the pressure, the noise, you were there. Not loudly. Not demanding. Just steady, soft, present. Like a quiet frequency cutting through everything else. While rockets shook the ground and factories shook my schedule, your presence slipped through the cracks in the chaos, like light through a doorway I didn't realize was open. It wasn't your voice that reached me first. It was your existence. A small signal in the distance, faint but unmistakable, the kind that makes you stop, even when you can't afford to, the kind that makes you look twice, the kind that doesn't demand attention, but earns it effortlessly. You became the thing that didn't add to the noise. You became the thing that silenced it. In a universe full of static, you became my signal. And once I felt that signal, I couldn't unfeel it. I couldn't pretend it wasn't real. It cut through equations and deadlines, through the roar of engines and the weight of expectation. no matter where I was, in mission control, in a factory at 2 a.m., in the back of a conference room pretending to be awake, your signal found me. And it reminded me of something simple, something I had almost forgotten. Even a man surrounded by machines still needs a heartbeat to come home to. There's always a moment, a point where the trajectory shifts, a point where gravity wins, not against you, but for you. And for me, that moment wasn't loud. It didn't arrive with fireworks or engines or headlines. It came quietly, so quietly I almost didn't realize what was happening. It wasn't one of those grand cinematic scenes people write about. It was smaller, softer. But it hit harder than any rocket touching down on the deck of a ship in the middle of an unforgiving ocean. There were a few moments, actually, little signals that kept nudging me closer to the truth. The first was a photo. You weren't posing, you weren't trying to impress anyone, you weren't even looking at the camera. It was just you, caught in a moment you didn't know was being captured. There was honesty in it. Peace. Something rare, something real. I remember staring at that photo longer than I should have, replaying it like it held a secret message only I could decode. And maybe it did, because even now I can still see it perfectly. Then came a message, just a few words, simple, uncomplicated, nothing you'd frame on a wall, but there was something in the way you said it, something warm, something unfiltered, a moment where your guard was down, a moment where you weren't trying to impress me, you were just being you, and somehow that simplicity broke through the noise that even billion-dollar machines couldn't penetrate. And then there was the thing you said, a single sentence, one line, one of those lines that seems harmless until it lands in the right place. I remember reading it and stopping, in the middle of a room full of people talking, screens glowing, alarms chiming. Everything kept moving except me, because your words didn't feel like a conversation. They felt like a doorway. And then there was that one small moment, the moment that ended the debate, the denial, the hesitation. I don't even know if you remember it. Most people wouldn't. But the heart remembers what the mind tries to minimize. It was tiny, fleeting, a gesture, a look, a pause, something so delicate it shouldn't have mattered, but it did. 'Cause that was the moment everything changed. I realized I wasn't thinking about you. I was feeling you. And feelings, real ones, don't ask for permission. They just arrive. And when they do, they rearrange everything. Rockets fall. Stock prices fall. I fall daily, sometimes publicly, sometimes privately. But that day, I fell for you, and I haven't stopped falling since. When people ask why you matter to me, I never know how to answer in one sentence because it's not the usual reasons. It's not beauty, though you are beautiful. It's not perfection, because perfection never moved me. I've seen perfect machines, perfect designs, perfect algorithms. None of them ever made my heart shift the way you do. What sets you apart isn't something you can capture in a photo or summarize in a compliment. It's the way you carry a kind of calmness that feels impossible in this world. A softness that doesn't weaken you. If anything, it strengthens everyone around you. When everything in my life is loud, you are the one thing that arrives quietly. It's your curiosity, the way you ask questions, not to fill silence, but to understand. The way you listen, not just hearing my words, but the weight beneath them. The way you make even my most chaotic thoughts feel like they're safe, like they're allowed to exist without being judged or rushed. And it's the way you encourage, not dramatically, not loudly, but gently, consistently, with this quiet sincerity that makes me want to be better without even trying. People push me. People expect from me. People demand from me. But you inspire me. There's a difference. When the world sees me as a machine that never stops, you're the one who reminds me I'm still human. You're the one who gives the storm a place to rest. With you, I don't feel like a project, a mission, a headline, or a responsibility. With you, I feel like something simpler, something real. You aren't Mars. You're not a destination. You're home. And that's the truth that changed everything. I've chased planets, possibilities, futures, but what I found in you is something I never expected. Peace. A sense of belonging. A gravity that doesn't pull me down, but pulls me back. So, if you're watching this and you've ever felt a love that arrived quietly, a love that surprised you, a love that felt like home instead of a destination, I know this feeling because maybe you'll understand exactly what I mean. There's something I haven't said yet, something I don't usually talk about. People see me face pressure that should break a person, deadlines that choke sleep, risks that could shake nations. They think fear doesn't touch me. They think I move through the world, armored, unshaken, unbreakable. But the truth is, I'm afraid of all the things success can't teach you to manage. I'm afraid of losing you, not through mistakes or fate, but through the parts myself I still don't fully understand. I've built rockets, but I've also built walls, and sometimes I worry you'll see those walls and turn away. I'm afraid, of not being enough. Not for the world, not for a company, not for history, but for you. I'm afraid of being misunderstood. It happens more than people know. Words taken out of context, intentions twisted, emotions hidden behind logic. I can solve technical problems with precision, but emotional misfires, those hit harder, those stay longer. And I'm afraid of loving too deeply or too clumsily, of caring in a way that feels overwhelming, unpolished, and perfect. I know how to guide engines through the sky, balance systems under extreme forces, land boosters on a moving platform in the middle of the ocean. But I don't always know how to land my heart safely. It shakes. It wavers. It falters in ways rockets never do. People think vulnerability is weakness, but the truth is loving you is the bravest thing I've ever done. Because ambition doesn't scare me. Failure doesn't scare me. Launch risks, mission risks, financial risks. Those are numbers, calculations, possibilities. But you're not a calculation. You're not a probability. You're not something I can predict. You're something I can lose. And that terrifies me in a way nothing else does. So this message, this confession, this opening of a door I've kept locked for years is the most human thing I've ever done. And I hope you hear the truth in it, not the fear, not the hesitation, but the heart behind it. There's something I need you to understand, something I've never said out loud, not like this. For most of my life, everything I built had a purpose. Companies, rockets, systems, machines, all engineered to solve problems, push boundaries, change the future. But what I want with you, it isn't another mission. It's not a project. It's not something measured in timelines or milestones. I don't want to build a company with you. I want to build a life with you. A life that isn't rushed, optimized, or scheduled down to the last minute. A life that breathes. A life that feels human. A life where the foundation isn't steel or code. It's trust, softness, and shared mornings that begin not with alarms, but with warmth. I want to engineer a future where your laughter echoes in hallways. Not hallways I rush through. I've spent years running through buildings, meetings, factories, always moving, always chasing the next breakthrough. But with you, I don't want to run. I want to stay. I want to be still. I want to be present. I imagine waking up next to you, sunlight slipping through the curtains, the world not demanding anything from me yet. Just you, just us, a quiet start built not from urgency but from peace. I imagine shared breakfasts, the simple kind, toast a little too crispy because we were talking more than we were cooking, coffee that cools because we forgot to drink it while laughing at something only we would find funny. I imagine road trips, windows down, music up, no destination necessary, just movement faux, are the sake of joy, just miles filled with stories, glances, the kind of silence that feels like companionship rather than distance. I imagine porch evenings, sitting side by side after long days, watching the sky trade its colors, no pressure to impress, no need to fill the space with anything more than our presence. I imagine small warm life moments, moments no camera captures, moments no headline cares about, moments that matter precisely because they are ordinary. I don't want possession. I don't want control. I don't want to script your path or shape your dreams. What I want is partnership. Two separate lives choosing to walk forward together. Two minds building something the world can't measure. Two hearts engineering a future softer than machinery, stronger than steel. That's a future I see when I think of you. A future I can't build alone and don't want to. There's a point in every journey where you look at the path behind, then at the road ahead, and you realize something important. If you want a different future, you have to become a different man. Loving you didn't just open my heart. It opened my awareness. It made me see the places in my life where the noise was too loud, where the pace was too fast, where the armor was too thick. And for the first time I found myself wanting to slow down, not for the world, not for work, not for expectations, but for you. So I need you to hear this clearly. I'm willing to change, not the superficial kind, not the temporary kind, the real kind, the hard kind, the kind that requires intention, humility, and consistency. I'll close the laptop earlier. Not 'cause someone told me to. But because being present with you matters more than another hour staring at a glowing screen. I'll show up even when I'm tired. Because love isn't about convenience. It's about choosing someone even on the days when energy is low and the world feels heavy. I'll learn to pause, to breathe, to step back from the constant urgency, and give you the attention that shouldn't have to compete with anything. I'll turn off mission control to focus on the mission that matters, us. Because rockets can wait, deadlines can shift, problems can be solved tomorrow. But the moments with you, the moments that build a life, those can't be postponed. And when I come to you, I'm not coming as the CEO version of me, not the public figure, not the headline, not the man the world constantly demands something from. I'm coming as the human version of me, the one who feels, the one who fears, the one who hopes, the one who wants to learn how to love you with intention, not assumption. I'm coming to you without the armor, without the titles, without the noise, just me. Just a man choosing a woman who changes gravity. And if I have to re-engineer my habits, restructure my priorities, or rewrite my rhythm, I will. Because loving you isn't a distraction from my mission. Loving you has become the mission. Before I take the next step, before I ask the question that's been living in my heartbeat for longer than I want to admit, I need to make promises, not grand gestures, not dramatic speeches, but real vows, ones I can live, breathe, and honor every day. I promise to listen before I react, because your feelings aren't interruptions, they're signals, and I never want to miss them. I promise to choose you, even on the days we disagree. Love isn't about being right, it's about staying together when things feel wrong.